Welcome to Celebrity Investing, your go-to source for insights, tips, and updates on navigating the exciting landscape of personal and global finance. Please like, share, and subscribe for more exclusive content. This is part 2 of Understanding Impact Metrics, how to measure what truly matters. Impact metrics frameworks and models. Frameworks and models provide structured ways to measure and assess impact. They ensure that organizations take a systematic approach to evaluating results, making sense of outcomes, and communicating them effectively. Understanding these methods can help you choose the right one for your own efforts. Below, we break down 3 popular frameworks: Theory of Change, Social Return on Investment, and the Balanced Scorecard. Theory of Change, TALK. The theory of change, TALK, isn't just a buzzword, it's a practical tool for mapping out how and why change happens. Think of it as a roadmap that defines where you want to go, your desired outcomes, and the specific steps needed to get there. It's often used by nonprofits, foundations, and social organizations to plan programs and measure their success. Here's how it works. You start with your long-term goals, the big picture impact you're aiming for. For example, are you improving public health or reducing poverty? Then, you break these goals down into intermediate outcomes. These are smaller, measurable changes that pave the way toward your final goal. Next, you define the activities and inputs needed to achieve those outcomes. What resources, partnerships, or actions will lead to success? Finally, you map the causal links, the if-then relationships that connect actions to outcomes. Think, if we provide job training, then employment rates will increase. This framework makes your logic crystal clear. It forces you to ask, are the steps I'm taking truly aligned with the change I want to see? By doing this, you can identify gaps, refine your approach, and stay focused on what matters most. TALK is great for presenting your vision to stakeholders. Whether you're pitching to funders or rallying your team, a well-developed theory of change shows that your strategy isn't guesswork, it's intentional and grounded in logic. Social Return on Investment, SROI. Imagine being able to put a dollar value on your social and environmental impact. That's exactly what the Social Return on Investment, SROI, framework does. It measures the value of the change your initiative creates and compares it to the resources invested. In short, it helps you calculate whether your efforts are truly worth it, financially and socially. How does it work? Define scope. Start by identifying what you're evaluating and who your stakeholders are. What's the program, and who benefits from it? Map outcomes. Pinpoint the social, economic, or environmental changes that result from your efforts. Are you creating jobs, improving health outcomes, or reducing pollution? Measure and value outcomes. Assign monetary values to these outcomes. For example, how much is an increase in employability worth in terms of lifetime earnings? Establish costs. Tally up the costs of running your program. This includes not just finances but also time and other resources invested. Calculate SROI. Divide the financial value of the outcomes by the total investment to get your SROI ratio. For example, an SROI of 3:1 means every dollar spent delivered $3 of social value. SROI is more than just math. It's a way to tell a compelling story about the real-world impact of your work. It shows stakeholders that their investment is creating measurable value, whether it's through improved lives, stronger communities, or a healthier planet. This framework is particularly effective when you need to win over funders or justify a program's budget. It makes abstract outcomes tangible and positions your initiative as a worthwhile and impactful investment. Balanced Scorecard Approach. The Balanced Scorecard isn't just for corporate boardrooms, it's a versatile tool for organizations of all types, including those focused on impact. Developed by Robert Kaplan and David Norton, this approach provides a comprehensive view by integrating both financial and non-financial metrics. It ensures decision-makers see the full picture, not just isolated pieces of data. Here's what sets the Balanced Scorecard apart. 4 perspectives. It evaluates performance across 4 key areas. Financial. Tracks how resources are managed, like cost efficiency or donor retention rates. Customer, stakeholder. Measures engagement and satisfaction, for instance, how stakeholders perceive the effectiveness of your initiative. Internal processes. assesses operational performance, such as program delivery quality or response times. Learning and growth focuses on capacity building, like staff training or adopting innovative practices. Strategy alignment. Each metric ties back to your organization's goals. This ensures teams stay focused on what contributes to long-term impact. Balance. By including both leading indicators, predicting future success, and lagging indicators, showing past performance, it helps you avoid blind spots. For example, if your nonprofit is tackling food insecurity, your balanced scorecard might include financial, reduction in cost per meal distributed. Stakeholder. Percentage of beneficiaries reporting improved nutrition. Processes. Time taken to deliver meals to communities. Growth. Number of partnerships formed with local farms. This approach encourages continuous improvement. By regularly reviewing scorecard data, you can identify strengths, address weaknesses, and ensure your strategy stays on track. The real power of the balanced scorecard lies in its flexibility. It's not just about tracking results, it's about connecting the dots between efforts, outcomes, and the resources that fuel them. That makes it a powerful tool for any organization committed to making a measurable difference. Challenges in measuring impact. Measuring impact isn't as straightforward as it might seem. While organizations strive to quantify the results of their work, they often run into obstacles that make it hard to paint an accurate picture of success. From figuring out who or what is responsible for specific outcomes to grappling with gaps in data, the process can get messy. On top of that, what you measure today might not be relevant tomorrow. Let's break down the key challenges in measuring impact. Attribution versus contribution. One of the biggest hurdles in impact measurement is determining who or what caused an outcome. Did your actions truly drive the change, or were other factors at play? This tug of war between attribution and contribution leaves organizations facing tricky questions. Attribution aims to connect a specific result directly to your activities. It's appealing because it offers clarity. For instance, if a school improvement program led to higher test scores, you want to trace that success back to your efforts. But reality isn't always so clear-cut. External factors like economic shifts, policy changes, or community involvement can blur this link. On the other hand, contribution acknowledges your role as part of the bigger picture. Instead of claiming sole credit, this approach looks at how your work fits within other influences. It's a more realistic way to measure impact, especially in collaborative or complex environments. The challenge? Convincing stakeholders that contribution is just as valuable as attribution. Think about it like growing a garden. If the flowers bloom, is it because you planted the seeds, the sun shined, or it happened to rain at the perfect time? The answer is all of the above. Measuring impact means recognizing the interplay between your efforts and external forces. Data limitations and gaps. Even with the best intentions, the reliability of impact metrics often depends on the quality of data, and here's where things fall apart. Challenges with incomplete data, biases, or resource constraints can lead to skewed results or missing pieces in the puzzle. Consider these common issues. Incomplete data. Not every story gets told. Maybe you're collecting survey responses, but only half of participants reply. Or you're relying on public data that doesn't capture the full scope of your program. Biases. Human-created data isn't neutral. For example, self-reported surveys can reflect optimism or underreport problems. Sampling biases can distort results, especially if certain groups are overlooked. Resource constraints. Smaller organizations often lack funds, time, or expertise to gather robust data. Without tools or access to advanced analytics, measurements may rely on guesswork instead of evidence. Imagine trying to piece together a 1,000-piece jigsaw puzzle, but 200 pieces are missing. Sure, you can see the general shape of the picture, but the details? They remain fuzzy. That's what it's like trying to measure impact with gaps in your data. Organizations overcome this by prioritizing high-quality, relevant data while recognizing its limitations. Perfection isn't always possible, but transparency about challenges builds trust with stakeholders. Stay tuned and continue to watch our videos to gain valuable insights into the world of finance. Subscribe, like, and share to continue your journey to financial success.